Hello, my dear students. Welcome you all to Sri Jayendra Rank Zone classes. I'm your mentor and your friend for the subject chemistry, and I will be taking the organic chemistry. My dear students, as you all know, that we have started, the general organic chemistry. We discussed about the IUPAC nomenclature, and we were discussing in the last lecture about the bond cleavage and the reaction intermediates. Okay. Today, I'm going to start with the electron displacement studies, that is the electron displacement effects. So let us start with electron displacement effects. Electron displacement effects. Electron displacement effects, they are further classified into permanent effect and temporary effect. Permanent effect includes inductive, mesomeric, and the third one is hyperconjugation. Temporary effect includes electromeric, and inductomeric. Basically speaking, electron displacement effect is what when two atoms, suppose I'm taking a hypothetical example like AB. AB is a molecule. In this molecule, the electrons of this bonded bond pair, if they are shifting towards one of the atom because of some of the reason, okay, because of some of the group which is attached to B, suppose B is attached to X and X is more electronegative, so X will attract electrons from B and B will attract electrons from A. So this is mean a directional movement of electrons, we can say from one position to the other position. In the better way, we can describe it as delocalization of electrons. So electron displacement effects is basically it includes so many types, and every type is uh, very distinct, very different from each other, and that is why these electron displacement effects, they have to be discussed in very detail, okay, for your NEET and JEE examinations. Okay, so coming to inductive effect, first we will discuss inductive effect. It is the displacement that is shifting. It is the displacement that is shifting of an electron. Now, precisely speaking, electron can be a part of bonded pair, mean that pair of electron, it can be logged in orbital like sp, whatever orbital the atom is carrying, or that electron can be a lone pair. Lone pair means a orbital which is not hybridized, okay, or the unhybridized orbitals which are involved in what, the pi bond formation. So the displacement or the shifting of an electron, that is shared pair electrons, along the carbon chain due to the difference in electronegativities of the groups. Present along with carbon chain. It is known as inductive effect. For example, carbon, 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 and this is the group where G is the functional group, which is more electronegative. So G being more electronegative will acquire a higher electron density and will acquire a partial negative charge. And the carbon, which tends to lose its shared pair of electrons towards G, will acquire a weak positive charge. The hybridization of this carbon, which was actually sigma bonded when all the bonds were sigma, okay, so might be it was having a hybridization sp3. So this inductive effect, which is a permanent effect, it basically came into action in sigma bonded system. It came into action in sigma bonded system. Okay. So the carbon, this carbon, which is acquiring the weak positive charge, will in turn attract the electrons from this third carbon, which will acquire a very weak positive charge, and so on and so on. Inductive effect, I should say, it is a length dependent effect. It is a length dependent effect, and that is why the effect vanishes after third or fourth carbon. Okay, understood? So the characteristic features are, it is a permanent effect. Second, the electrons never leave their original atomic orbital. That's very important. The electrons never leaves their original atomic orbit. Okay, mean electrons, they are not getting excited up and they are moving to some other atomic orbital or acquiring the orbital of some other atom. Okay, so they are not leaving their original atom or atomic orbital. It operates through sigma bonds. Understood? As we have discussed. Yes. Now the fourth point comes The polarization of electrons is always in single direction. It is a unidirectional process, right? Mean the polarization of electrons is always in a single direction. Mean the electrons will tend to move from less electronegative to more electronegative element, right? Now, the fifth point says it is generally observed in saturated compounds. Generally observed in saturated compounds. The magnitude mean it's a magnitude, that is the electron withdrawing and electron donating power. Decreases with increase in distance. On the basis of electron releasing group or electron withdrawing group, inductive effect can be of two types. Electron releasing or donating, or electron withdrawing. Minus I effect and plus I effect. Minus I effect, minus I negative inductive effect is the electron withdrawing effect. Like these are the different groups of cations or anions. The same followed by amide, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, hydroxyl, alkoxy, carbon-carbon triple bond, sp hybridization, phenyl means benzene, alkene, and hydrogen. So this is the negative inductive, that is electron withdrawing power of these groups. The most prominent is NF3, then NH3, then NO2, and then so on and so on. Understood? The negative power, that is negative inductive effect power of the groups, I have written in the decreasing order with the reference to the hydrogen. Okay? Now, the positive inductive effect, that is plus sign. The group which donates or gives electron is known as plus I group, and the effect is known as plus I effect. The group which donates electron and the effect is plus I effect. For example, alkyl group. Alkyl group is always tends to donate electrons. Okay. Then lone pairs. They are plus I groups. Carboxylate. This is carboxylate. Okay. This is oxide and alkoxy group. Generally speaking, which are having a negative charge. Okay. So alkyl group, oxide, carboxylate ion, all are plus I groups, generally negatively charged atoms or groups. Plus I power of different types of groups and anions. As we have discussed, the negative I power types of groups and anions. Tertiary alkyl 3 degree. Means this is tertiary alkyl. Okay. Then 2 degrees secondary alkyl. Then primary alkyl. And then methyl. And then hydrogen. These are the plus I power of different types of groups and anions. Now, if we discuss the plus I power same group, that is alkyl group, to plus I power is directly proportional to number of carbons in same type of alkyl group. Like for example, primary. Now we are taking primary carbon, but we are increasing the length of the carbon chain. Okay. So increasing the length of the same type of alkyl group chain, we will be getting the higher effect. That is plus I power in increasing order. Okay. Now we are going to discuss the applications of inductive effect. Okay. Now applications of inductive effect basically include what? First is they explain the stability of reaction intermediates. They help to explain the stability of reaction intermediates. Okay, like stability of carpetine, stability of free radical, and stability of carbon. Okay, first is stability of carbocation. Is directly proportional to presence of the electron donating group or electron releasing group, which is directly proportional to plus I groups present, which is inversely proportional to minus I. Okay, so stability of carpetine means the carbon with positive charge is directly proportional to the presence of electron donating group. The number of electron donating groups are more is the stability. If the electron donating groups are more, then more is the stability. If the electron withdrawing groups are more, then less is the stability. Like for example, the tertiary carpetine is having 3 methyl groups for decreasing the positive charge of this carbon. Okay, the tertiary carpetine, this is tertiary carpetine, it is having the 3 methyl groups attached to it, which are electron releasing. The positive charge will decrease a lot, so it will stable itself most. Okay, it is more stable, tertiary. Then the secondary, it is having 2 alkyl groups. The positive charge will get diminished, but in comparison to the tertiary, the intensity of diminishing the positive charge will be less. Okay, then if we consider primary, then it is having only 1 methyl group, so the positive charge intensity remains. Okay, it will diminish, it gets faded away very, it will get faded away but very less. Okay, and then comes the methyl CH3 plus. So the order of stability is tertiary, secondary, and primary in case of carpetine. Positive charge. Okay, see the positively charged carbon. Okay, it is attached to a more plus I effect. I mean, it is attached to a group which is having a plus I effect. It is attached to a group which is having an electron donating or electron releasing effect. So it will donate electrons. It will help to diminish the positive charge on this carbon and make the system more stable. In this carbon, this positively charged carbon will attract the electrons from this carbon. But this carbon is giving the electrons to this more electronegative elements as well. Okay. So this CH2 is basically giving electron to this carbon and to bromine as well. That is why the system becomes less stable. Okay. Now, instead of bromine, if we are taking chlorine, then the electronegativity will be more. Here Cl is more electronegative than Br, so the Cl will tend to attract the electrons from this carbon, so this carbon won't be able to give electrons to this positively charged carbon, means the stability of the carcation decreases. Okay, and if F is there, the maximum effect. Understood? So these are the applications that you will be given an order and you have to define the order, rearrange the order, okay, according to the requirement, according to the question, right? Now, if we are taking these examples, all these questions, they belong to NEET 2014. Okay, the second part, that a B part, BHE 2004. Okay, now, so this is CH2CH, CH2CH3, F. You have to compare with CH2, CH2, CHF, CH3. Now, this is the electron withdrawing group, minus I effect. This bond, which I am shading with black, it will be highly polar. Okay, so the fluorine will attract electrons towards itself. Fluorine will acquire the partial negative charge and the carbon will acquire the partial positive charge. Okay, so this carb is basically gaining electrons from this propyl group. And this carb is a primary. Okay, here the fluorine is attracting the electrons from this carbon. So this carbon will acquire the positive charge and this positively charged carbon is attached to two other alkyl groups. This positively charged carbon is making a secondary carpetine, so it becomes more stable. Okay, so in comparison to this compound will be more stable. So more stable. Okay, and here the fluorine will acquiring the positive charge. Then again we are having the same thing. But the fact is, see, what the fact is, as the distance, okay, as the distance of fluorine with the positively charged carbon, it decreases. Okay, like we can say that here in this case and in this case, the condition remains same. The condition remains same. I mean, the stability of this compound and this compound remains same. But if the question, if I change the question like this, CH2, positive charge, positive charge, positive charge. So here the electron withdrawing group is present on this carbon, is attached directly to this carbon. Okay, and this electron withdrawing group is at 4 carbon distance more. As you know, the inductive effect is a length dependent effect. The effect will be the effect gets faded away after 3 carbon atoms, right? So this fluorine won't be able to exert its effect on this carbon or on this carbon. So this positively charged carbon will not get destabilized with this fluorine. Okay. But here in this fluorine, the fluorine attract the electrons from this carbon in turn from this carbon in turn from this carbon. So this carbon is in a reach, okay, in a state of reach with this, with the effect of this fluorine. Okay. So fluorine is basically attracting the electrons and making the carbon more and more partially positive. Here, the fluorine is just adjacent to the carbon. So this positive charge will highly be intensified, highly intensive, highly intensified. So fact to say is that minus I effect, it decreases the, it decreases the stability, decreases the stability of carpetine. And that too if the minus I effect is, if it is attached to a carbon which is nearest to positively charged carbon, then the effect will be more pronounced. That is understood? Okay? Yeah. So it will be more stable than this. Yeah. Now, this is also a electron withdrawing group. Now you can see, if we want to find out the stability of these carpetines, so I have written an order. If you remember, I have written an order for negative inductive effect. So in this order, the OH comes at last. Okay, OH comes at last, then I, then Br, then Cl, then F, and then acid, then ketone, then aldehyde, cyanide. No, NO2. So it means in this example, the NO2 is highly electron withdrawing. Most or minus I effect, highly, the highest minus I effect, the least minus I. So the one which is having the least minus I effect will be not distorting the stability of carpetine. Okay, positive, positive, and this is also positive. Okay, so the stability order will be this, this. It will be highly stable, then this, then this. Understood? Now, all these examples, 2012. Okay. Now this example, it's a very important example. It's J Mains 2012. Okay. CD3 CH2 plus. Now we have to find out the stability of these two compounds. In first compound you have protonium. I'll write this here. Okay, this is protonium or protium. This is deuterium, and this is tritium. So now there is a DNP rule, distance number power rule. This is distance number power rule. Okay. According to this distance number power rule, if the carbon which is having a positive charge and if this positively charged carbon is attached to a electron donating group which is having maximum distance, then the stability of positively charged carbon will not be, you know uh, the stability of the positively charged carbon will not be appreciated, will not be increased in that case. Okay, here the fact is this CT3 in which tritium, CD3 in which deuterium, and CH3 in which protium. So among CH3, CD3 and CT3, the minimum electronegativity comes of, okay, the minimum electronegativity comes of protium. So this will be the effect because this tritium will give the electrons to this carbon, okay, and this carbon ultimately shift the electrons to this ring, and ultimately the electrons will reach to CH2 plus. Okay. So the distance number power rule, okay, this is J 2012. Okay, more will be the distance, more will be the stability. More will be the distance of positively charged carbon from the group, okay, the group, and more will be the stability. Understood? Distance number power rule. Now, there are some other cases. There is a competition between distance and power, okay, as we have seen in the first, in the tritium example, deuterium and tritium example. Like, see, we have NO2, okay, and we have fluorine. The positively charged carbon for this fluorine is next to adjacent, and here the NO2 is, it is, it can, it is distant, it is distantly placed from the positively charged carbon. Okay, so here where the distance dominates, so here the distance dominates over power, as NO2 is more powerful minus I effect in comparison to CH2. Okay, but according to the distance, okay, understood? This will be more stable. If you have this example, Now here you can see NO2 is electron withdrawing, right? But there is only one group. But here there are two groups. So there are three things what you have to remember. First is the distance, second is the number, and third is the power. Distance, number, and power. In the previous case, in this case, the distance is the dominating factor over the power. In this case, the distance number power rule says what? That all three groups they are having same number, H3, D3 and T3. The number is same. Okay. Here the power says that CT3 is more electron releasing in comparison to CD3, which is more electron releasing in comparison to CH3. Understood? Here, in this case, the number wins over power. And as the number wins, 2-fluorine makes the carbon more electropositive, mean more positively charged. Okay, the positively charged carbon gets to more, stabilize, unstabilized, get to more distorted, and that is why this example becomes more stable. Okay, so here the number wins over distance. You have to look all these three things. If the distance is same, number is same, then power. Okay, if the in this case the number is dominating over distance, in the previous case the distance is dominating over power. Okay, and the last case is over here 2-fluorine. They both will attract from this carbon, and this carbon will attract from this carbon. This carbon means as the distance will increase, the inductive effect, the effect of whether minus I or the plus I, both gets faded. So here the distance wins over power. Number, sorry, distance over number. Okay, so this will be more stable than this. Okay, although it is having only one group, but the distance is less, and that is why the distance over number. I mean, distance is more dominating in this case than number. Understood? Now, as we have discussed these applications of inductive effect, there are some more applications like Britts rule, stability of free radical. We will be also discussing after stability of Carr-Peptide. Britts rule I will tell you. Okay. This is a very important one. Please remember. According to this Britts rule, the Carr-Peptide formation, right? Whenever the Carr-Peptide is formed, whenever the free radical is formed, formation of Carr-Peptide, free radical, and pi bond at bridgehead position. Spiro and Spicyclo, you remember? They are not possible for it is not possible due to angular strain. Mean the formation of pi bond at the bridgehead position. Okay. Formation of free radical at bridgehead position, formation of Carr-Peptide at bridgehead position. They are not possible due to the strain at a particular angle of the bridgehead. Okay, like I'll tell you, this is the cyclic chain. suppose. So these two carbons, they are the bridgehead carbons. Remember? Okay, these two are the cyclic rings. So they are bridgehead carbons. So bridgehead carbons, they already have a high amount of angular strain. And that is why, because of high angular strain, they cannot form a carpetine over them. They cannot form a free radical over them. They cannot form a pi bond over them. Okay, I'll give you some examples like this. Okay, it is not possible. It is not possible. Okay, now if we want to compare the stability of these four carpetines, so this is the bridgehead position, though it is not possible. Very true. Okay. While comparing the stability of others, so see this positively charged carbon, one, two, three. This positively charged carbon is attached to a alkyl group chain. So this CH3 or C2H5, whatever it is, CH3 basically. So it is an electron donating group, and as it is an electron donating group, it will diminishes the positive charge. Okay, so as it will diminish the positive charge, and this carbon is a tertiary carpetine. Okay, so it will be more stable. So this is D, this is C, this is B, and this is A. So D will be highly stable. Okay, then this carpetine is primary, 1 degree. This carpetine is 2 degree. Okay, so NP. Understood? This is the Britt's rule. Okay. Stability of free radicals we will be discussing in the next term. Till then, bye bye. Take care. Stay safe. Stay healthy.